What is going on, buddy? Zach RC here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome along to episode number 10 of the F1 22 Road to GOAT Driver Career Mode series for the Belgian Grand Prix at the historic Spa-Francorchamps circuit in the middle of the Ardennes Forest. If you did miss the last episode uploaded yesterday, be sure to go check that one out now. There'll be a link in the top right hand corner of your screen now. So it's a very exciting sprint race, and the race itself was also quite entertaining. On the grid here for the Belgian Grand Prix, it's a new race to try and get some more points on the board. In terms of the top of the Drivers' Championship, it's still Lewis Hamilton leading the way, but Carlos Sainz, having won the last 3 races on the bounce, is on his tail with Verstappen 10 points back from the Spaniard in 3rd. And we start further back in the order, around on the 7th row, looking to make an impact from where we start and try and get, as I say, get some more points on the board from P13. Right, so looking at strategy for the race itself, we're going for the one stop once again on mediums to hard this time. I'm going to pit the car on lap number 9, so a lap earlier than expected, try and get some fresher rubber there towards the end of the Grand Prix. I'm going to do the fuel as usual, bring it down before the start. Right, no more talking, let's get right into the action here for the start. So go to 5 red lights now for the Belgian Grand Prix, round number 10 of the championship, waiting on those 5 red lights to go out. And there they are, and we are underway here in Belgium. Decent getaway from us compared to Schumacher on our left. He's going to try and get run us towards turn 1. There was Gasly on the outside, starts on the soft tyres in Austria. To the inside of Magnussen and Joe at the first point. Very slow through turn 1. Good exit though, he jumped up in front of Joe. That's 2 places gained off the line immediately. Ocon and Bottas pulling away in front of us, but Joe might come back as he's here going towards Eau Rouge for the first time. He's going to look to the inside, we're going side by side into Eau Rouge already, so already getting action here on this opening lap. We stay in front of Joe for the time being, so that's P11 on this start, so decent getaway off the line, and then turned it into some position gain at turn number 1. Bottas and Ocon though just too far in front of us on the opening lap to have any kind of impact on taking a place from them. But as we push further on now onto the second lap of this Grand Prix, we are still chasing Bottas, and we're a lot closer this time. So we could go for a late move going down into the next right-hander if we're feeling brave enough. We're going to look to the outside here, looking at something happen on the brakes, around the outside. We've got our foot on Bottas. We go around the fin here and on the inside up into P10. That's a brilliant start there. So 3 places gained now as we make our way down towards that next left-hander. We've got the place off of the fin as we go into the next corner. We've got the curves a bit too much there. We spun it, and there we go, spinning off of the track and onto the grass, hitting the wall ever so slightly there, and now falling all the way to the back of the pack. We've now got work to do all of a sudden in this Grand Prix. We've fallen all the way to dead last, and what looked like a potential points for opportunity may have just gone out the window. So we've got some serious work to do in the rest of this race in order to pick up those places and get right to work on that. On lap number 3, closing up on our teammate Alexander Albon, running in P19 as we make our way off of turn 1, looking for a good exit here. Trying to tackle him on the way down to Eau Rouge, similar to how Joe did on the first lap against us. It doesn't look like we're quick enough here to try and take him on into the corner, maybe on the exit. Maybe let's try something here. Up the hill we go, brilliant run through Eau Rouge, and now look to the outside of Albon as we make our way towards that DRS break for the first time, and opening up the rear wing behind us, charging past our teammate, running wheel to wheel with them just alongside to go into the next right-hander. Who's going to be last on the break? It will be us, without question. Albon still down our inside, but can't really challenge us. So that's 1 place of the many that's gained back. Job done, and Lance Stroll's our next target in the Aston Martin. Pushing towards the end of the 3rd lap now and try and get around him in this 3rd sector. A lot of toe here, very, very fast despite those 2 left-handers. I'm going towards that last chicane. We're going to be looking for a very late braking move here. And to the inside we go, a lot later than Stroll. We're going to have the DRS on the exit as well. We're forcing him towards the outside of the corner, and on the exit we've gone a bit wide, but managed to get away with it and using the DRS to pull away. Stroll falls behind with Albon, and our next target being a McLaren of Lando Norris. On lap number 4 now, chasing the Brit once again, the exact same spot. It feels like deja vu as we make our way towards the corner once more. So let's be late on the brakes against our fellow Brit here. He's going to give us just about the space we need on the inside. We might be able to pull it off around the outside once again for the last corner, and again running to that little bit wide, but getting away with it just about, and redeploying the DRS to get away. It's again lap number 5 of this race. Norris once now behind us. Another race for him where he's been hampered after qualifying with penalties and whatnot, and now falling back, having to make his way through the order as best he can, but this time struggling a bit more compared to how he did in Austria. Next target being Yuki Tsunoda on lap number 6 now this Grand Prix, chasing him towards the corner, but here comes Norris coming back at us though in the battle between us and him in Austria. Now rages on once again. Norris gets the edge on us going into the corner, but as we make our way towards the next right-hander, he locks up, and there he goes hitting us. There's contact. He's come across the track and he's made contact with one of our tyres. No damage done to our car, which is fortunate, but that was very close to potentially wiping us out of the race there. I'm going to have a look at the replay here. Norris coming very close to wiping us out. You see him lock up just to go into the corner. See a bit of tyre smoke and just running into us. Not much we could have done, but not too happy about that. Of course, we've raced him a bit harsh in Austria, and he's accidentally racing a harsh bit there. And also lap number 7 now. Norris chasing us once again on the run down to the next right-hander. There he goes, pulling alongside our Williams and getting in front of us, going towards the corner. Here's McLaren clear of us. Going to try and go around the outside still. Be very tight between us, but Norris pulling in front to cut the corners a little bit there and tapping the back of his car ever so slightly. We managed to stay in front of us and try and go for something going towards the corner, but didn't quite pay off. And let's wait till later on the lap to try and have another go at him in the exact same place we did against Stroll and against Norris earlier on in the race. So pulling towards the last corner once more and into the turn we go. Norris defends the inside there, runs the corner. I went with the tapping a bit there, we didn't expect to stay as far across as he was. So it hasn't paid off for us. No damage done to us or him. And we almost lost the car at the exit. So Norris falling way over to the left-hand side of the track, and we get round him for P16 once again. That might hopefully over by the time being as we begin lap number 8 of this Grand Prix, and Snowder still about 2 seconds up the road at this stage, but Norris still not done yet with us. We're about a second back when it's come towards the end of the lap. So nice to take care of him. Snowder, our next target here. We'll look to the inside if we can once again, and we get another move, try to get another move done, going into these last couple of corners around the outside of Snowder here. Will it pay off? We will get him. DRS now redeployed as he charged down the main straight, and that is P15 secure. So we gained a few places back where we needed to. Snowder's going to go to our outside. Let's try and shut him off just a little bit there, going into La Source at turn number 1. It's Mick Schumacher, our next target. As we push further on into the lap though. Got yellow flag in front of us. It's one of the Alpines. Not quite sure who that is. It's Fernando Alonso. And once again, the Spaniard dealing with reliability problems early on in Grand Prix. Because it's happened a few times this season. Australia, Monaco, and now here. So another retirement for Alonso in the Alpine. Not quite sure what's happened there. It might have been another internal failure. There is Alonso making his way through the third sector there. We should be seeing a puff of smoke in a moment or two. That's normally what we see. That's normally the issue. He's slowing down considerably here. There goes the McLaren of Ricciardo behind it. And there is that little puff of smoke that tells us all we need to know. And that is that Fernando Alonso once again retiring from the race due to no fault of his own. No driving errors for him. Just another car failure, unfortunately. So it's another place game for us. We're going to come into the pit lane for our first and only stop of the race onto that set of hard tyres. Looking for a good turn in. Of course, we've seen the turn in pay off for us several times this season, in particular in Canada. We're going to the pit lane there. Optimal turn in once more as expected. 2.2 to 2.5 seconds stop. It's going to be 2.3 there to make our exit from the pit lane. So good stop onto those hard tyres. We are now at the back of the pack. Last of the running cars. We're the first to pit. We've gone to lap number 10 now this Grand Prix. So still a lot of racing to go. We're nearing the halfway mark. Hopefully these tyres, having one lap of extra running on them, will be able to get us back the field and see what we can do here. A couple of cars coming into pit lanes to begin lap number 11 of this Grand Prix. Snowder, Stroll, Albon all in the pit, I believe. Magnussen and Bottas also in the pit lane, but they're making the exit now, so they'll come out just behind them, if I should say so. Yep, there we are. They're about 2 or 3 seconds in front of us, with Snowder and Stroll, and Albon all coming out behind to some extent. On to lap number 12 now, chasing down Magnussen and Bottas. There goes Vettel and Schumacher and Norris all out the pit lane. We get in front of Norris and Schumi, but we're just going to miss out on getting Vettel. We're very close now to these guys around us, so we've gained a place, I do believe, after those pit stops. And have a go at Vettel now, going to the inside into the right-hander. We've managed to get him done there, nice and easy up the inside. Not a problem there. And Magnussen, now our next target. We're just a few places away from the points-paying positions now. Guan Yu Zhou holds the last points-paying spot. Pushing later on into the lap, though, chasing Magnussen towards the right-hander. And being sure to have a good run through the chicane here. We're skidding a little bit, and there we go, off onto the gravel. That's the second time a mistake in this Grand Prix sent us off the track, and now falling a bit further down the order. We've lost those places that we gained in the pit stops. We're down to P16 now. So again, more work to do. There's plenty of time to still do it. We can still get it back, and this Williams is still quick, so not over yet. On to number 14, we're closing back in on those cars further in front, getting back within DRS range. Schumacher, Norris and Vettel all going at it in front of us to make our way towards the corner into the right hand. They go, and there's contact between Norris and Schumacher, I believe. We're going to try and take advantage of this. We're going to go around the inside of Vettel there because he got a bit shunted out after the corner. And so we moved up back into this train, and we're going to have a go on Schumacher here around the outside once again if we can to make this move work through the corner. And on the exit, we got it on Bottas earlier, and we're going to get it now on Schumacher as well. And Lando Norris now our next target to try and chase down for P12 as we come towards the final chicane once more, and go for it once again on Norris into this same corner. It is quite literal deja vu, and this comeback drive is still very much on. We're higher now than where we started, and there's still 7 laps to go, and Magnussen, Bottas and Zhou are all right there, but Norris is still not finished with us yet. He's on our outside going to turn 1. It's going to be very tight going down to our rouge. If he can stick with us, we'll hold him off on the exit. We're going to try and look at it again if he can. He's got a good turn, he's right behind us as it is. So charging towards the corner, he's going to look to the left-hand side now, and going into Eau Rouge. It's going to be very tight between the pair of us, side by side. He had the run on us by a nose going into the corner, and on the exit, he's still there side by side with us. This is fantastic racing, and the DRS now deployed for both of us from Magnussen in front. So charging down the straight, in case of who goes last on the stoppers into the right-hander. We're still alongside him, he's still alongside us. We're just about to slide in front, and that should be job done on the Brit for the last time in this race. You can only hope in these late stages. On to lap number 16 now, still chasing Max and Verstappen. Max Verstappen, the reigning world champion, out of the session for the second time this season. It's a retirement from the Dutchman in the Red Bull, chasing down Carlos Sainz for that second spot as Charles Leclerc up front continues to pull away. He's led the majority of this race so far and is on course to victory. And Verstappen, though, retiring from the race. He's already quite a way off Hamilton in the championship, and it's looking like it's falling apart for the reigning world champion, who parks his Red Bull over at the side, smoke billowing out of the car, and the Dutchman's race is over. But crucially for us, we can't be too sad for him, because that moves up another place there. This would be a race for P10 now to get around Magnussen, going on the grass a little bit, we're getting away with it. There's the yellow flag being cleared, and we're back to racing, and we're up into the points now. 1 point on the cards as it stands, and Bottas is right there in front of him, and Zhou isn't too far ahead either, so we could genuinely finish in 8th place here, which might not be our best finish of the season. We've had 2 9th place finishes so far, 1 in Canada and 1 in Britain, and now we're looking at a 3rd points paying finish in 4 races if we can close this one out. Chasing Bottas now, we've got a brilliant run with the DRS and the toe, and we're back to the left. The inside of the fin now to make our way towards the corner. We've got a warning for a collision with him. We just tapped the car, the back of his Alfa Romeo just a little bit. We've managed to make it stick though, and through the chicane we are up into P9, so we can try and stay where we are. We can try and chase Zhou and exceed our previous best finish. We're pushing to lap number 18 now. There's 5 laps to go, and we're right there behind Zhou. He's gone the grass a little bit there on the exit. We're going towards the corner into the turn. There he goes, locking up there just in front of us. We're going to take full advantage and slide through on the outside going into this last corner. So we've made it work. We've pulled off a switchback there. He's been going quite a few switchbacks on us in the last couple of races. Going to go on him now, so a bit of revenge as we begin lap 19. And up into P8 here. Ocon way too far beyond our reach, 14.4 seconds up the road, and we've gone on the curb there, so we're stuck on the curb, and Zhou goes flying back past us as we rejoin. So all of a sudden that work is lost. We've got to do it again. We're a second back from Zhou there, so we come towards Eau Rouge once again. I'm looking at number 20 now, coming towards the end of it, just 2 and a bit more laps to go as Leclerc heads to victory up front. Be a Ferrari 1-2 if they can close this out. We're still chasing Guan Yu Zhou as we make our way towards those last couple of corners, and look to the inside if we can. Zhou just about gets in front of us once again, goes a little bit wider on the dirt as we come towards the last chicane. Once again going to pull to the inside, he locks up again. More tyre smoke coming from the Alfa Romeo. The rookie battle continues on. We go around the outside of our rival, and the DRS deployed once again side by side down that main straight on the run towards La Source. 2 more laps to go here in Belgium. This will be the race for the 8th spot. 4 points on offer here around the outside of him, but Zhou on the switchback, making it work once again. So side by side in the run down to Eau Rouge, we just about pull in front of him, and that might just be all she wrote for this lap. But as the last lap of this Grand Prix, Zhou looking at us one more time down the straight towards the next right-hander. He's got the DRS, he's going to try and pull alongside. He gets in front, going into the corner. Let's go late on the brakes to stay with him, and around the outside, that'll be the inside for the left-hander, and that should be enough for us to squeeze the door shut, and just about finish him off there out of the right-hander, and that should just about be P8 secure. So the comeback drive is complete then. Charles Leclerc hasn't won in quite a while here. He comes to the last corner to end that winless streak and win for Ferrari here in Belgium, decides for his first ever victory in Formula 1. Leclerc wins again in Belgium, signs over the line, making it a Ferrari 1-2, and Hamilton's home in 3rd place. And here we come now through the last couple of corners. We fell all the way to the back of the pack on lap 2. 20 laps later, a trip through the gravel, many overtakes, and P8 in a Williams, our best finish, and what I must say is possibly our best drive in this series. I cannot tell you how satisfied I am with that race. Very enjoyable stuff. Had to fight back from adversity, and we definitely do deserve these points. What is a fitting performance ends with driver of the day as well. So very good race indeed.
Great effort there from Ferrari to take the victory today. What do you think it was today, Ants, that gave them the edge over the competition?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari do it again.
And after a performance that might put them just a bit further ahead in the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari duly take the top honours. Leclerc the winner here in Belgium. Brilliant race all around. It must have been a bit boring from up front as Sainz and Verstappen battled to that late retirement, and Hamilton comes through to pick up the points to keep his championship lead alive for just that bit longer. But Sainz closes just a little bit here, so it's been very tight.
But it wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. Some amazing talent out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to Cohen. Look at where they finished compared to where they started. It's not easy to cut through the field like that in Formula 1, so it was a great effort.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Ferrari take the lead at the top of the table. Another team that will be satisfied with this Grand Prix is Alfa Romeo, whose good result moves them further up the championship. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
So here is your final top 10 then. Leclerc wins the race, Sainz in second, Hamilton third, Russell home in fourth, Perez takes fifth, it's Ricciardo sixth, Ocon seventh, we come home in eighth place, Guan Yu Zhou ninth, and Valtteri Bottas home in 10th. Norris just that bit further behind in 11th, unable to capitalise on those mistakes from those further back. From the back of the grid, it comes to 11th, not enough for points at the end of the day, but still a very good drive to be pleased with. But we just about beat him to driver of the day, I dare say. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, 15 points now separating Hamilton from Sainz. Verstappen now 43 back and is now looking over his shoulder at Leclerc, whose win today takes him into 4th, ahead of Perez. And Russell still there in 6th. We jump up to 11th place in the championship. Best of the rest right now, actually outside of the top 10. And that performance must those 4 points, bringing us up to being 1 point back for Alfa Romeo in 8th place in the Constructors, and gaining plus Haas as well, who lose 2 spots as Ferrari continue to lead up front. So that is the end of this video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed this one, and I hope you did too. In terms of rivalry there, we jump in front of our rival Pierre Gasly at the start of the new rivalry, so look forward to that. So make sure to like, share and subscribe for regular Formula 1 content. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I shall see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.